Hello true believers and welcome back to Sight to Astonish.
Hello true believers, you're stuck with me today. Knight's Nether Editions is a mod developed by me and Finn that adds a ton of stuff to Minecraft's Nether dimension. I started this mod because I noticed a distinct lack of Nether overhaul mods in 1.20.1. And while there are mods to add new content to the Nether, such as biomes or the occasional mob, in my opinion, the Nether needs much more in terms of content than it already has. Despite being 1/3 of Minecraft's world, players don't really spend that much time in the Nether. Even with the massive Nether update, most people still only enter the Nether out of necessity, very rarely visiting it outside of collecting a few dimension-specific items. If you're a Minecraft YouTuber, or someone else with no fun in their heart, you might even convert the Nether rooftop into an auto farm for all your Nether needs, essentially rendering 1/3 of your Minecraft world entirely obsolete. Because what's better than automating all the fun out of a game, huh? My main goal with this mod is to make the Nether more interesting to exist in, to give it more of a purpose outside of being a farm for a handful of resources, to make it worth exploring and even maybe living in. Because the Nether has a very unique quality that the overworld and even the end can't replicate, and I'd really like to build on that. So, without further ado, let's get into what this mod currently has, and what I'd like to add to it in the future. Necroflowers are tall, white plants that you can find growing in the soul sand valleys of the Nether. Due to feeding off the lost souls in the valley, this flower has many anomalous properties not found in other plants in the game. This is an example of one of those effects. You take the flower, you put it into the crafting matrix. You take the flower and put it into the crafting matrix, and from that you get Head of Necroflower. This is a new food item tailored to enhancing exploration in the Nether. You can consume it to activate the levitation effect for a short time, to help you traverse those small gaps and drops that are so prominent in the dimension. This might seem incredibly powerful, however you have to be very careful how and when you use them. Since you can't actually control your ascent, the heights that you reach can quickly become lethal. Pair this with the inherent weakness effect that comes from munching on the fauna of actual literal hell, and you have yourself a pretty good risk versus reward system. At least in my opinion. There's so much versatility to this item and different scenarios it can help you in. We've already gone over how they can be used to cross gaps in the Nether, but they can also be used to help infiltrate things like bastions and fortresses. Or to make brave and tactical retreats from those very same fortresses. If you're good enough with your timing, you can even use it to make leaps of faith down long drops in the Nether relatively quickly. Just not safely. The Necroflower is definitely the most complete feature of the mod so far. And even then, I've still got tons of utility and cool little features that I want to add to it. I'm in no way done with it yet, so you'll just have to wait and see what other atrocities I can do with this thing. Moving on from the Necroflower, I'd like to go over the next new plant in the game, the Fusion Fungus. The Fusion Fungus is, well, a fusion of the warped and crimson fungus found in the Nether. Much like the other fungi, they don't really do a whole lot outside of decoration. But no, wait, I could have sworn there was something else about the other fungi. Oh right, they have tree variants. I may have told a teensy-wincy little lie back there. I didn't just add the fusion fungus. I actually added a purple variant to all the Nether mushroom biome blocks. This includes the Nylium, the wart block, the stem, and its own wood type. I'm also planning on making variants for the vines, grass, and other unique blocks to go into this new Nether forest too. I think these all look super cool and fit quite nicely into the rest of Minecraft's wood types. I'm genuinely shocked the Nether has such a distinct lack of purple, because I think it looks really good alongside the other common colours found there. On top of all of this, I've also begun work on creating and implementing all the different wood type blocks, which you can see right here. And let me tell you, this was, to put politely, an absolute fucking nightmare. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, big whoop Jordan, you added another Nylium forest to the Nether. That's not all that original. And I'd be inclined to agree with you. It would be kind of lame if I just made a colour swapped warp biome and called it a day. This is of course, except for one thing. The fusion blocks are artificial creations. They don't naturally appear in the world. You have to make them yourself. There is no such thing as a fusion forest biome. That is unless you want to make one yourself, of course. But if that's the case, how do you even get fusion blocks? How do you make them, you might be thinking? Well, I can't spoil all the surprises now, can I? You'll just have to figure that part out on your own. Damn, making these alternate blocks was really tough work. Hopefully I can avoid having to do that again, at least for a little while. Oh, no! No! You know, this is all well and good, but I swear there was something else that I added to this mod. Oh, mobs! This is a Shroom bling. Creative, I know. They spawn in both Nether forests, are completely passive, can be bred with bone meal, and serve as a way to more easily spread the Nylium on the forest biomes. While it's not quite implemented yet, the plan is that if the player feeds them a certain item, the Shroom bling will drop a bunch of spore items corresponding to their respective colour. The player can then pick up these spores, take them anywhere they like, and plant them to grow Nylium wherever they want. This makes using Nylium as a decoration far easier. No longer do you need a silk touch pickaxe to collect a bunch of it, or a bunch of bone meal to slowly spread it around. You can just use the spores and you can grow it anywhere. The Nether, the End, the Overworld. All you need is netherrack and spores, and you can make any Nylium you want anywhere. I thought this would be a nice way to breathe a little bit more life into a feature most players don't really do stuff with in Minecraft. Currently, the Shroom blings are the only mobs added to the mod, but we have tons of plans for future mobs, including some that we've already begun modelling, which takes us nicely onto our next point. We've already got big plans for future content we want to add to this mod. Finn has made some awesome concept art for some creatures that we plan to appear in the future. I think all 5 of these are going to bring a lot of life and charm to the Nether, especially with all that they'll be bringing to the table. I can't wait to get them working properly so we can show you. I've also got many plans for items and features that I'd like to bring to the mod. It's slow going, but it's only been in production for a couple weeks at this point, and we've already managed so much. I think the biggest thing I've got to announce is the new custom biome that we've begun working on. It'll probably be a while until it's part of the mod, even after the initial release, but until then I've still got tons of stuff to add to the base Nether to enhance the experience, so hopefully the wait won't be too bad. Unfortunately, a working build of the mod isn't quite ready yet. There's still a lot more features I want to add before the initial release. If you're interested in playing the mod once it is released, keep an eye on the channel because I'll definitely be making another video once the first build is ready to play. We've only just scratched the surface of what this mod will offer, so I hope you'll stick around to see what's next. Until then, I'll see you again soon.